holding it, about stopping the council from kicking us off and making sure we've got the food, the water, the music, the entertainment and the energy to carry this occupation through. Yeah. And as we go into day 7 tomorrow morning, we've done it. You guys have done it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Amazing. They say this is the third biggest occupation in the world. That this is on par with Occupy Boston. And today, as the police moved in on Occupy Melbourne and Occupy Sydney, thousands of workers rushed from their jobs to defend those occupations. The tram drivers in Melbourne won't evict. The builders in Melbourne, which have a long history of green bans, which is refusing to develop certain parts of their city to protect the environment, have stood shoulder to shoulder with hippies and anarchists and socialists to defend this space where the 99% can come around and rally around and organise together. But this is the thing, we've got to ask ourselves now, how do we build this out? How do we build the momentum? Next Saturday there's going to be a march. There's going to be a march, a global march that Adbusters have called for. They've called for the Robin Hood tax, and Joe talked about it. What it could do, it could stop climate change, it could provide free education, it could end unemployment, and it could stop 19,000 children dying every day of poverty. Yeah. But we got to go, how does every single person here help to build that action? Because we're going to need not just 3,000 people on the streets, we're going to need tens of thousands. And there's 3 things that we can do together. One is that we can learn to argue together, to run a political argument. How many people out there, like the New Zealand Herald, the media, they lie, right? Every day they say, this is impossible. You can't tax the rich. You need lower taxes on the rich. You need more taxes on GST. Look at the ride they've given John Key. For 3 years, he's been attacking workers, attacking beneficiaries, attacking teachers and students, and still they treat him like a fucking god. Yeah, exactly. Hang him fucking high, right? But we don't have an unbiased, uncritical media, so we have to be that media, which means that the people here, the people at this occupation, we have to learn our own stories. Because John Key, he's got his press secretaries. Every National Party MP has got a press secretary that bangs out media releases. Who do you think fucking owns these fucking corporations like 3 News? You know, who controls TVNZ? It's no fucking wonder that bomber got put off air from Radio New Zealand for stating the truth, that our media has been giving John Key an easy ride for 3 years. So what we're going to have to do is learn to be our own media, right? And that means people have got to write about this occupation. They've got to write about this camp.
We'll take photos
on the internet, but there's not enough stories about why we're here, why we're fighting back. I talk to people here at the camp and they say, you know, here, I'm a Māori, you know, we've been fighting for 160 years for our land, right? And I'm here to start taking the power back. But I'm not seeing that on the internet. I'm not seeing people write that down and take it out to the thousands of people that aren't here. I talk to young unemployed people here who have got no job and think they've got no future. Students with tens and tens of thousands of dollars of debt. Well, we need to write our own stories. We need to learn to argue, to take our own pictures, make our own video, and that's what we should be doing from tomorrow onwards, so that not just thousands of people, but tens and hundreds of thousands know why we're here and know what kind of world we're fighting for. So that's the first thing we've got to do. The second thing we've got to do is learn to argue for our ideas, right? Because for thousands of Aucklanders, the thing that's stopping them from coming down here isn't that they've got work or they've got study or they're too busy. It's actually the ideas in their heads. They don't believe the 99% can run this world. They don't believe they can control their own workplace, that free education is a possibility, or that we can stop climate change. And that's what we've actually got to learn how to convince people of. Because, like I say, every day the media is running a line that John Key knows what's best for us. That selling off our electricity companies is how we pay our $18 billion of debt. $18 billion of debt? We're not going to pay that off without massive cuts. And John Key, after this election, is going to come. He's going to come for workers, he's going to come for the unemployed, he's going to come for teachers, students, and Māori. And it's not going to be pretty, folks. You know what he's going to do? Massive austerity. Yeah. In the 1990s, the national government, they brought in fees for tertiary education, they cut benefits, they cut workers' wages, you know, they got rid of New Zealand shipping from our shores, and they privatised dozens and dozens of assets, including assets that we can look around and see, like our buses on Auckland's around Auckland City. They used to be owned by the public. But the things that they didn't get away with were things like bringing in a $50 per night hospital charge. In 1993, that's what they did. They brought in a $50 per night hospital charge. So if you had a premature baby, you would have to pay up to $500 a year to be in hospital. Now, tens of thousands of New Zealanders said, we're not going to put up with that. We're going to fight that, because actually we believe in free healthcare. And we were able to stop that in less than 9 months.
Yeah.
What we've got to do now is we've got to run that argument as well, that actually people deserve a living wage, that actually every single person deserves a job. And we've got to learn to politically argue with our enemies, because up at that university, there are hundreds of academics who believe that unemployment is good for the economy, who believe that the market redistributes wealth, who believe that wages are best set by employers. So we've got to get the facts, we've got to get the figures, we've got to learn how to speak on a megaphone, how to talk to our friends, how to convince people that our ideas are right. So that's the second thing we've got to do.
Absolutely.
And the third thing that we've got to do is not just occupy together, we've got to organise together, right? So it's very good that we're out here, but we've got to carry on this process. And organising means that we've got more power together than we do by ourselves. And every single person here knows something or can do something better than someone else. Some of you guys are artists. Some of you guys are photographers. Some of you guys are musicians. Some of you guys, you've all got a talent. You've all got an ability to do something. We've got to use that synergy, and we've got to start winning together as well. Like Joe said, there are corporations down here exploiting workers. There are companies down here that use sweatshop labour in places like China and Indonesia and Thailand. We could use this camp to start attacking those corporations, to go and picket them. There are corporations here that sell products that come from the rainforests of Southeast Asia, that use tropical timbers or palm kernels. We could go to those companies and picket them and protest. We could go to the company of the MSC Shipping Corporation and stop them from using those flag of convenience vessels and make them pay for the whole bill of cleaning up the Tauranga beaches. So we've got to start showing people not only can we organise together for more power, but actually we can use this camp to win together. And once we start showing the 99% that not only is this camp occupying together, but it's also organising together and it's winning together, then there won't just be hundreds of people, there'll be hundreds of thousands.
Yeah!